フルカウンター
Alright lads, so not a draw. Right now we do actually have gameplay, or you know, I use the word loosely gameplay, but actual first look at Yami here. I wish I could show you my first initial reaction, which would have been crazy hype, but literally my computer ran out of memory and I lost all of it. I'm pissed off. I've been sat there for an hour and a half now trying to recover it, but it's gone. So I've given up now. But it doesn't matter, we can submit a video on it and I'll talk about the coolness of this character, because literally this guy looks unreal, man. So far this looks like to be an SSR character, and we'll go towards that towards the end, especially when you see the outro. But this guy is so far already the best character in the game, even if the game isn't even out so far. But firstly, I like the fact that it does start off, you know, we'll play it for the first time if you haven't seen the gameplay. We'll play it and then we'll talk about it afterwards, because I want to break it down a bit more here. So yeah, he flies with his broom, does a single target attack right now, and then boom. This one right here is crazy. Probably the best that we've seen so far. That wasn't even the ultimate move. And then, yeah, obviously got a Dark Damage Slash. But boys, watch this, watch this. Bro, tell me that's not the best thing you've seen. Tell me that's not the best thing you've seen. That is his outro, or like his actual like, character portrait, which I go through in a second. But let's just break it down. So, firstly, they got the right setting, which, to be fair, they did show a few days ago, actually, which I'll go through later on. But for the looks of it, yeah, flies on his broom. So we saw before, we saw Magna flying in on his actual, his broom too. So it looks like every character's got a different animation, and, saving us before we know it's turn-based. Not confirmed yet, but we know it's turn-based. And then right now, boom, a single target attack there, which looks, the animation is really, really good, but granted, it's just a slash attack. But in this one here, though, like, so far that we've seen, the animation do look good, but this guy's got special zoom in animation on his face. Like, you can tell right now that this is the way it's going to look in-game, but then they cut it off, so you can't see the full thing, right? If you get what I'm trying to say, right? If you play Grand Crush, you know what I mean. But, like, that's how it's going to look. But then we don't get to see the full animation right here, because it kind of, the camera stops moving and just kind of zooms out. So we don't actually get to see who's hitting, because if they did that, then they'll probably spoil too much of the gameplay. So still a little bit annoying they're doing this type of thing, but it's whatever. And then obviously the actual ultimate here, which I still think is the ultimate. Tomorrow we will get to see the actual ultimate move and like its actual 3D effects and the special animation they do for them, which is actually going to be new content. Because so far that we've seen from the other characters like Noel, Asta, Yuno, and even Magna and Locke, they were already shown in the actual announcement trailer of the game, where we've seen nothing so far of Yami. So it was quite hyped to actually watch the first time. Obviously I can't give you that same reaction because it's gone now. But in this though, I mean, it's probably the thumbnail. It's so sick. So let me show you what it actually is. So in the first trailer, we got to see not the outros, but like if you know Grand Cross, that's what I mean. But like this right here. So obviously I get to say they have like this special animation where you select the character and they all look unique. I do like Noel's, I do like all the characters so far, but we didn't get to see Yami's one because he's not even in this trailer. The only thing that Yami's in is not the cutscenes. So we didn't even know what Yami was going to be. But now that we've seen it, the actual like artwork he uses, or like not artwork, but like the actual animations is top tier already. And later on, like right now, we do get to see some actual SSRs. And you lot know Yami's gonna be an SSR. It's a little bit weird so far that like, you know, Noel and even Asta, for example, are not even SRs. They're rare characters. And if you play gacha games, you lot know rares and SRs are like kind of usable at the start of the game, but later on after like, the first few weeks they kind of get redundant. So I'm not too sure what they're doing, but I assume on release we are going to get probably Black Asta, or would that be too early? I'm not too sure, because right now it does say Season 1, and technically speaking, Season 1 does end. I believe it's when Veta shows up, so the fact that we're ending off with the Veta fight, which obviously if you lot know that's the story of Black Clover, then that is when Yami shows up for the first, not the first time, but like when Yami uses power. So it's possible, even on release, we might not even get Yami. I mean, I think we will now because he's just showing him now, but you get my point, right? And just like in the background of Yami's actual video, we do get to see another trailer going over the actual Black Boss hideout. Now, not gonna lie, if you are an actual Grand Cross fan, then this may look familiar to you, but I want to break it down on why it's not properly. So right now, this looks like you can go into the actual like Black Boss hideout and explore and talk to the characters, which is very similar to something like this in 70 Sins Grand Cross, which is almost looks the exact same, right? But I feel like it might, but also might not. So unlike 70 Sins, I don't believe this will be a feature where you can actually just go in your tavern and look around, right? I think you can do that in the actual Black Clover game, but it won't be your main source or your main hub, right, where you can go around, because it looks like they have that menu already, which you see on screen now, which we've already shown in the video. But like if you watch the gameplay, sure, they made it the same thing where you can go talk to them and each character will have something different, and that may be a possibility, but we did see a trailer a few months ago now that kind of debunked that theory. And there was this one right here. So they showed the fact that you can visit the Black Boy's hideout. Nothing's really changed here, but if you go towards the characters, you can only speak to them. And granted, he didn't go towards Charmy, so maybe you can make food for some sort of PvP battle or whatever they may do, like Grand Cross, for example. But from the looks of it, it's only exploration. You can only go and explore it. So this is what I mean by the fact that it may not be like how it is in Grand Cross, where your main actual like menu is the tavern. I don't think it's gonna be like that. But what I will say is, though, the fact that the game will probably update as time goes on. So, for example, Escanor wasn't always there until he showed up in the actual story mode. And, for example, when Hulk got shrunken, he was actually shrunk in the tavern. And I think they may do the same thing here in the actual Black Boy's hideout. So, for example, you can imagine, I think the obvious one right now is the fact that Grey is in his actual standard form the first time. Where I think later on, when we actually get that revealed that Grey is the actual female, the blue hair one, then I think the tavern, or I guess the Black Boy's hideout, might update to where she can be sitting there. Also, if you look right now, a lot of room in the actual, like, the Black Bull's hideout. So you can imagine later on more characters coming to visit. So obviously we do get more Black Bull members to actually show up and actually explore the tavern. Then you can imagine a lot of them just sitting there. And something that I noticed, and you can kind of see it right now, is Henry sitting up there. I mean, he's not there right now, but remember Henry's powers, he can't stand next to the Black Bulls. So you can't really imagine him being here. But the open space up here, the fact that you can see it, I can definitely see him standing in the future. And I'm definitely going to clip this if I am right in like 2 years' time, when he finally shows up. But yeah, boys, that is it for the actual video today. Honestly, you don't know, I'm super excited for this game. This is basically my dream game. The fact that it's kind of Grand Cross but Black Clover is kind of literally what I've been praying for. Not really, but you get my point, right? I really want the game. But like the detail as well, even Yami's actual cigarette just floating, him pointing, laughing at Asta, what he does in the anime, him flying on his broom when he's going to go off to Julius. There's so much like actual like love put into the game. And they've been saying that from the start of the game during the interviews. And the animation look good too. I can't wait for it. Like this one I can't get over as well. That the fact is the AoE skill. You know, boys, we're re-rolling on day one to get this character. Is what everyone's going for. However, once again, I could see them not adding him on day one just so people can't get him, and then make him a banner later on so you have to summon. But then this alone's worth it, man. The fact that you've done this gives me hope, because then you know later on when we start getting more like dual units or actual other characters like fan favorites, there might be some actual references and actual funny moments in there. Like, I just can't wait for it. So boys, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, then do the like button. Oh, I need to black out spoilers. But boys, if you did enjoy today's video, then do the like button. It stressed me out today when it should be an easy video going over Yami's actual skills and reaction, but unfortunately I couldn't do that. But if you're here for Black Clover content, then do subscribe. We're going to be covering the game up until launch, and then when the game does finally come out, we'll be going crazy. But unfortunately right now, we're getting about a trailer every 2 weeks, maybe like every 2 weeks basically. So a little bit dry, but still, thankfully, they're keeping us updated with the actual character reveals. And let me know who you think's next. We don't know. I'm guessing Finral. That would make sense, right? To get Yami, then Finral. And Finral, I'm kind of curious about, because he's going to be like some AoE spatial magic user. So his animations might look a bit weird when you can't see the full perspective of the actual game, because they keep kind of hide things. So yeah, boys, thank you for watching. Come back tomorrow when we go over the actual ultimate move. Although it should be a quick video, but something I still want to go over and worth reacting to. So boys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.